Let's get reaction from Patrice Leon-Wooka from Independent Women's Forum. Patrice, what are your thoughts?
Talk about hyperbole, Liz. I mean, I think this is the start of the next drumbeat of undermining the Trump administration's policies. We saw this with the tax cuts, where Americans believed that they didn't receive one, thanks to the media and Democratic and progressive lawmakers. Now they're trying to undermine the economy. When we look at some of the indicators, there's a reason why the Federal Reserve decided not to raise, to cut interest rates to stimulate the economy, because I think they feel like it's in a good place. Retail sales were up last month. And revised up the month before. When we look at housing starts and permits for new buildings, again up. These are some areas where I think we're seeing some strength in the economy. Now, does it mean that there are no weak spots in the economy? No. I think that when we look at consumer spending, consumers, when they hear about the tariffs, they do get a little bit weary, and we do know that the housing market it's in an interesting place, but hopefully summer spending will boost that. So again, I just think that this is a lot of trying to start a narrative that the economy is weak and people starting to fear that, so that when they go to the polls in 2020, they'll believe it.
The index of leading economic indicators is not signaling a recession. It tends to signal that. That's not happening right now. Three things also not happening that would trigger a recession. That would be, to your point, Fed rate hikes because inflation is going up, or a financial collapse like the subprime collapse, or an energy crisis. This "we're overdue for a recession" crowd, just because crowd, is not following the facts. The facts are we had 264,000 manufacturing jobs created under the Trump administration last year. That's the best performance in 31 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's really impressive when we look at manufacturing, when you look at some of these areas where jobs have actually returned. And just this week, Liz, I think you saw the White House talked about, or the Department of Labor talked about apprenticeships and really creating industry-specific apprenticeship programs, which is going to be great for manufacturing, but also for some of those other blue and white-collar jobs. So, I hear the hyperbole. I get where it's coming from. This worked with tax cuts, and I think they're going to try it on the economy.
Patrice, thank you so much. The idea that the economy has some kind of a lifespan and the expansions die of old age, that's just theoretical. We're going to stay on that story for you. Thank you, Patrice.